bury the hatchet. Then you need to lay the history on the table, because that's still colonized, as Professor John Henry Clark said, the late John Henry Clark, peace be upon him, would say, they have colonized history. And it was a white boy that told me this, a white boy in a metaphysical shop. He said, this was in 1999, this was right after the movie The Matrix came out. And we're getting ready to go see another movie on The Matrix in May something, coming out in a couple of weeks. And right after that, he stepped to me, he said, look, America's in trouble. He said, but America's not in trouble based on the way they treat people. Yes, they can make sure that some black people get enough to eat, but that's not good enough. We're still on the slave level. He said, in order for America, karmically, to redeem itself, they got to open up the annals and the books. And they got to become correct. And they got to tell the truth on the history that they have done on their subjects. The Native Americans, the Mexicans, which is Native Americans, or Olmec. The black person that not only was in the aspect of slaves brought from Africa, but the black Moors that they put into slavery when they got here. All kinds of people that was already here. They have to come and they have to give the history. And they got to open up the annals of history, not just the history of slavery, and not just the history of them being brutes against us, but the true history of how we were the world admirers. We were admired in the world, and we were the actual standard bearers of all that was good in education and decent, and even in morals. Even the word morals get its word from the Moors. But even in the standard bearer of civilization, they got to open up the annals of history and tell the people that, which we know they're not going to do because it's not their nature. But then again, on the other hand, I'm saying this, that when people say that let's forget all of that and let's just try to coexist together, my point here, there will be no coexisting when I'm at a subhuman level, and I'm a subhuman level when I don't know my history and when my history is not being taught to the world. That's like a black person that don't know their history. It's like owning a fucking Lexus, owning a VCR, owning a DVD, owning a computer without the fucking owner's manual. Can you imagine owning a computer without the owner's manual? Or without the software to tell you how to operate shit?
That's right.
Well, that's what's going down with damn black people.
That's like having a car and they keep the key and shit.
Exactly.
And you can't get in it to start the motherfucking motor.
Right. So I don't want to hear nothing of some stupid nigga saying that I made it. You ain't nothing but a painting on the wall going along with a society that can do anything. And we saw this with this last Iraqi war. Because this is 2003. I want to put that right. That we saw this thing happen where black people just go along with shit. We don't even ask questions why, even in the history, why the churches don't oppose nothing. Because they're all under the 501c3 law, tax exempt. And they are an institution under the government. You see what I'm saying? The church is supposed to be the first person at the vanguard opposing the moment. They say, thou shalt not kill. But yet, they oppose this. But then again, on the other, they support this, excuse me. But then again, on the other hand, the church is always supported, because when it comes to the major religions that support the world at this particular time, those particular ones coexist with tyranny. You see what I'm saying? And they couldn't have half these wars if the damn religious doctrine didn't support it. So therefore, it's always going on, especially in the European tradition, with war. You see what I'm saying? So it is very key, because they're talking about Iraq and what they need to do. So they need to change their religion now. Well, wait a minute, hold on. That's arrogant. They need to change their religion because they're saying, you know, from religious fundamentalism. I'm like, hold on. Christianity is very well had the same kind of damn history. As a matter of fact, if you just go right back a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago, I'm quite sure you will find the President of the United States and everybody else invoking religious concepts to even support this bullshit war. You see what